Okay, so we have Ethan on again today on the Enhanced Rob YouTube channel. And we're going to talk, we did another video with him again. Ethan's with Enhanced Labs. Ethan has social media, brand editor. We can put up his social medias and stuff like that. Ethan had a couple videos that hit over 1 million views. Got the attention of a huge influencer. Some people love him. Some people hate him. I think he's got a squeaky voice and he probably has no testicles. But we're talking about Greg Doucette. Greg Doucette, now Ethan showed me some messages between him, kind of sent him some nice messages like, hey, I've been following you. Kind of posted, what did he do, 2 videos with you on it?
Yep. So he threw me in one video talking when Alex Eubank was talking about steroids making you ugly, and then threw out a whole 20-minute video about me as well.
So Ethan kind of went viral. Oh, so he did. So Ethan, send me the 20-minute video and we'll put it up, not to hype up Greg anymore, but you know, people should watch it and see.
Oh, yeah.
Now, the first one was, they were both on your skin. Was that correct? Yeah. Or they had to be on your physique transformation too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Listen, at the end of the day, you got his attention based on your physique transformation and based on your reels. And you know, like anybody, they do it for views and stuff like that. He kind of find a couple things. It was like, hey, let's blow up his views. Let's make it. So you give me the breakdown. What did he do the 2 videos on?
So the first video, it was just a clip. So Alex Eubank was talking about why he's not getting on and whatnot, you know, just the usual spiel. Yeah, exactly. The usual spiel. I'm natty. I don't want to go on natty. And he had said something along the lines of, it makes you age, it makes you look ugly. And then Greg had said, this is true. This kid I just did a video on. This was him. And he showed my transformation and he just was going on about how different I looked in a negative way. And that kind of segues right into the full 20-minute video that he made about me, because that's what the whole video was. In the beginning, he calls me attractive, which, Greg, I don't swing that way, man, but he says I looked, clearly, but he says I looked attractive at first. He said I had great genetics, this and that, and then the after, he said it just wasn't worth it. He said that my skin just looked too bad, that I lost the good look, that I just didn't look good, basically, and that's what he went on about the whole video, about how negative the transformation was and how it wasn't worth it.
I think you know, you want my personal opinion, you probably ask anybody. I think your transformation was 100% worth it.
Oh, yeah.
You broke out with some bad skin temporarily. Look at the friggin' size you put on and the potential.
Oh, yeah.
So you're going to tell me that you're going to walk around the gym right now and everywhere in public and all the ass is not going to be staring at you because of the muscle and shit you put on?
No, so I actually
don't really care about that skin.
Oh, no. I went out this past weekend for my buddy's birthday. He turned 21, and so I went out with him to like a club, a bar, whatever. They were drinking, and I was kind of just like supervising, and there was a lot of people staring at me. Even they would point out, they would be like, oh my God, she was just looking at you. She was just looking at you.
Yeah.
And it was, I didn't even have a tank top on or anything. It was just a tight shirt. And so, yeah, it's whatever he wants to say is just BS, especially because, I mean, like, yeah, I have a lot more attention from girls now. Whoever said muscle doesn't get you girls, they lied.
Yeah. And on top of that too, you probably got from the whole entire thing. Let's talk about when you were skinnier and smaller, you probably had some self-esteem things going on, right? Like some insecurity.
Oh yeah.
Which is 100% normal for anybody before they start working out, right? So on top of this, it probably boosted your self-esteem tenfold, right?
Oh, my confidence is so much better now. Yeah, 100%. I feel like, I mean, not only in a way of being more confident when it comes to talking to girls or talking to people, but I almost feel better about defending myself too. You know, I don't feel like this 105-pound kid that can be messed with by anybody. I feel like, you know, I can stand my ground. So I'm definitely a lot better at speaking up and not letting people just walk all over me.
So Greg, did you maybe think about this? You took every single pro because you took every single negative that you saw in one video. Meanwhile, you didn't even talk to the guy and talk about all the pros that his life now has because of his transformation. See, that's the type of shit that really bothers me. Like, even like, and we talk about things on social media and stuff like that, it's all one-sided. Like, even some of the videos I'm doing now, like, there's always 2 sides to a story, right? There's a pro and a con. So what happens if you took a kid that was possibly suicidal, depressed, maybe in the dumps because he felt like, not saying you, I'm just saying this could be anybody. It could be like to the point where his life is like such low self-esteem, no confidence whatsoever, walking around hating life, hating the way he looks, and then he totally changed his mindset and everything about his life because he did something to possibly, you could look from the outside and saying like, oh, well, he did damage to himself, he did all this. But what happens if his life is 20 times better and he feels a lot better? And then he tried to do it at the safest way possible, took every possible way of, you know, making sure diet was on check, labs were on check before he did a cycle and stuff like that. And his life is better now in the long run. it's like, these people are just out of their friggin' minds.
Oh yeah, he definitely tried to
Sometimes they
spin the
say.
story too. Like he said, he says in the video, my skin is screaming out for me to stop, that I'm dying clearly, and it's like he's a knowledgeable dude. He knows in his
He
head
does.
that my skin broke out because my estrogen was high. It's not that my organs are failing or that my body's telling me we're dying, you need to stop. No, I spiked my estrogen, which created a horrible hormone imbalance that just shot my skin. What it is, I mean, he knows that most of the time that's what it is, why the acne will get bad is high estrogen. But like you said, they just have to spin the story and just to get views and clicks, and it's just hypocritical.
I had another podcast in the back, and we used to go after him constantly, and then his editor or whatever would message us and be like, have Greg come on too. And like at the end of the day, Greg knows his stuff and stuff like that. And Craig, I'm not bashing you directly and stuff like that, but like, you got to look, you should have Ethan on and actually talk to him and have a real conversation with him, instead of putting out views and making, and like, what you're really doing at the end of the day is like belittling. Like, that's childish behavior.
Like I said, it's a 40-year-old man talking about a 19-year-old skin and appearance the whole time. It's funny.
Like, anybody can go on TikTok and bash people and you're going to get views because we live in a negative type of society and world. The first video that I ever did on TikTok was a comparison of why you should not be vegan, and not hit like 500,000 views. Like, one of the first videos I ever did. And like, I decided that like I was like not going to do that anymore because I didn't.
Oh yeah.
So it's like,
that's my big thing on social media. That's my big thing on social media is if you go through any of my comments, you look at a lot of my hate comments, or if any of them, I kind of just combat it with positivity, and I've turned a lot of haters into followers. I've turned a lot of haters into followers. Like, for instance, they'll say, roids to look natural, and I'll go, yeah, man, I'm trying my best. You look great though. Keep it up or something. And they'll be like, oh man, I didn't mean it that way. Wow, I didn't think you would respond.
That's the right way to do it. That's right. That's
just way too much negativity. Yeah, way too much negativity.
Because I mean, the amount of hate content that he gets, he would always be positive. Oh yeah, that's the right way to do it. That's the mature way.
At the end of the day, exactly. And at the end of the day, they're just feeding engagement and they're helping you out, really.
Ethan, thanks for coming on. Thanks for talking about everything. And keep a lookout for him. And I think his future is going to be huge. And looking forward to grow with Enhance as Enhance grows. And thanks for being part of Enhance.